Hi, my name is Jennifer. I am a group exercise instructor and physical therapist. Today's class is a mat Pilates, and you only need a mat, so no other equipment needed today. Make sure you're listening to your body for correct form. If anytime you pick a level that I'm showing and your belly gets bigger, bulges, and poofs outward, it's too difficult. You're not stabilizing well. So make sure you're really paying attention to your form, and let's get started. So once you're down here on your mat, let's roll it all the way down. Knees bent, feet flat. I want you to start to think about closing and lifting through that pelvic floor. Transverse abdominal muscle pulls flat to your spine, like zipping up a tight pair of pants. So make sure you really keep that compressed throughout the exercises and that it never pushes up and outward. You don't want to create a larger belly with your exercises. Reach through your fingers, shoulders back, hands into the floor. Really think about a little bit of that press into the floor to engage those back muscles. Now while you're keeping that core set, I need you to breathe. So start really focusing on that lateral breath through the side of that rib cage, allowing that to expand. Come up into an ab curl position. Reach through those fingertips. If you can get your shoulder blades off the floor, do it. If you did that and your belly went pop, then you need to lower yourself down a little bit at a time to figure out where you can control that. Okay, and that might mean head back on the floor for right now. Starting with alternate leg extension. I want you to kick one leg out and in, other leg out and in. And you do not need to match my rhythm. You go at a pace that feels comfortable for your breath speed. One more, and pause, reaching into a side bend. Reach towards your foot, back center, other side, and center. Keep alternating those sides. Pause, center, hands back behind your head. I want you to rotate, look down at your elbow, come back to center. Look down at your elbow as you twist and come back to center. So we're warming up those obliques, twist, keeping that belly compressed tight. One more to each side. Center and roll down. Now we're going to do a pretty traditional class today. We're going to start with the 100. I want you to get that core set, roll into your ab curl, reach through your fingertips. Level 1, your feet stay down. Level 2, they come to knee level. 3, I want you to fire those quads and fight those hamstrings. Level 4, you're going to lower those legs down. And again, keep that belly compressed. Strong arm pumps towards the floor. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And release, pull that in and roll down. Take a little breath. All right, I'm gonna take a hold of one leg. I'm gonna roll it up into sitting. And I want those knees squeezed together. We're gonna do half roll back, and we're gonna do some variations with it today. So feet fat, knees squeezed together, heart lifted tall, reach through those fingertips. Get that core set, pelvic floor lifted, and roll back into that position. Okay, now I want you to stay there for now. Just work on that form. From there, I want you to go palm up and we're gonna twist with it. So you're gonna open up your chest, reaching a hand behind you and look at it. It'll drag you a little further around, and then bring it back to center. Other side, you're gonna twist, look back at it, and bring it back. And you're going at your own pace. And I do want you to really pause through that full exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Now make sure as you twist, your knees do not separate and your hips and your pelvis shifts front to back. Everything below that pelvis should stay stable. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more to each side. Take your chest up, hug yourself up and forward, give your back a break. We're gonna do that again, but this time you have the option to add a leg. So a single leg extension, so belly back, pelvic floor up, roll back into that half roll back as far as what you can control. And as you open and twist, then your option is to add a knee kick. So really fire your quads. You want that length in that leg and bring it back in. So this time, if you are doing the legs, your knees won't stay squeezed together. Okay, so that's not so much of the concern here. So you're gonna twist and extend and inhale. Consciously be aware of what that core is doing. One more to each side. And then I do want you to stay back. And you are going to try to extend that leg, grab a hold of it with that opposite arm, rotate into that position, and hold. I want you to stay there. If you want a little extra challenge, I want you to take the other leg, straighten it out, and hover it off the floor. Bringing it in. I'm going to switch my legs in midair. You do not have to. I'm going to switch, grab a hold with the opposite, rotate, hover my other leg off the floor, and keep that twist. I'm going to bring it back to center. Now I'm going to grab a hold of both of my ankles now into a closed position teaser. All right, now you can bend your knees if your hamstrings are a little tight, and you can also put your feet down for level one and just stay in your half roll back. Okay, I want you to think about this nice tall heart lifted position here. Get that core really pulled in. Bring your legs all the way together. Now, see if you can actually let go of your legs for a few seconds. Let them go. And see if you didn't move. Knees should be locked straight if your legs are extended. If they're bent on purpose at feet, knee level, that's one thing. Slowly lower your legs down, pull your chest up, and breathe. All right, we're gonna do hip circles from our forearms here. So you're gonna come down and put your forearms flat. All right, now heart has to be lifted here. It shouldn't be slumpy and rounded and my shoulders are all rounded forward and up into my ear and jawline. It's like somebody's poking you right in your shoulder blade area, lifting you up and forward, okay? So really think about pinching those shoulder blades back, heart lifted, belly flat, pelvic floor in. Full double leg circle here, or hip circles, is rotation to one side. I am gonna straighten out, scoop around, drawing a big circle with my feet and pulling it back in. Now, level one, I don't have to push out as far. I can rotate and draw a little bit of a circle with my heels. I can also bend my knees and do a smaller circle with my knees. All right, so modify how you need to. If you push out and your back really arches and moves, you didn't stabilize. So keep that in mind, all right? Let's do 10 to each direction. So we're gonna rotate, scoop around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to switch directions. 1, push, pull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, core set, 9, and 10. Bring it in and put your feet down. Now, if you need to reconnect with that upper body, do so. We're going to extend our legs out and go to a double leg raise, okay? Now, modification, you would do a single leg raise. It is more difficult if you come to your hands, so I'll do a few on my forearms, but then I'm going to come to my hands. When you come to your hands, though, you are not allowed to bend your elbows to help yourself get those legs up. So if you're here, heart lifted, and you start bending, you have to come back to your forearms, all right? So legs out straight and extended, get that core set, and you would double leg lift and lower. Squeezing your quads tight, or again, I can do a single leg as my modification. Again, I'm gonna come up to my hands, keep my heart tall. Two more. And release. Roll all the way down. Shake those legs out a little bit. We're going to go into single leg stretch. Bend your knees. Put your feet flat. And get that core set, then come into an ab curl position. Full single leg stretch, my feet are at knee level. I'm gonna stretch and lengthen out one leg. My hands on the other leg are kind of soft on top of the knee and down the lateral side of that leg, okay, as you switch. So you've got an exhale, you're gonna inhale as you switch. Now level one, I would have a foot down on the floor and go from here, okay? And again, you've got a good view of your belly when you're in your curl. So take a look at it. Is it down and in? Is it poofing out? Are you not stabilizing well? And try not to use your arms to rely on them to hold you up. It should almost look pretty much the same if I wasn't using my arms versus using them. Four, 3, 2, 1, and release all the way down. Okay. Now, we are going to use our legs and pull them up over our head into a reverse curl. From there, we are going to jackknife our legs up and down. All right, so if this bothers your neck or anything like that, make sure you don't have all the pressure through that space. It should still be pressure through the shoulders. Okay, so hands are gonna go into the mat right now. Get your core set. You're gonna pick your feet up and you're gonna try to roll and pick those legs up over your head. Now, I have a couple options here. If I have the hamstring length, I can tap my toes down in between each jackknife. If you would rather hover and not touch the floor, that's fine too. I'm gonna put my hands just right in the small of my back to give myself that little extra support here. So you're gonna tap the floor, get your core set, and you're gonna try to push and jackknife those legs straight up towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna lower them back down nice and controlled. Exhale, push, and inhale, lower. Exhale, push, and inhale, lower. Now, if you can, you could put your hands on the floor, and it does make it a little bit more difficult. Like, I can't quite get up as straight as I can when I'm supporting myself. And depending on how I feel on that day, I may or may not use my hands, but my back's a little tired from working out yesterday, so I'm just gonna give myself a little support. Really squeeze those legs, squeeze those buns. Do one more. Now see if you can hold it. Bend your knees in towards your chest and face. Hands down, roll it down, and release. Just kind of shake that out a little bit. All right, we're gonna do scissors next. Pelvic floor in, belly flat. Come back to your curl this time. Legs are gonna be extended straight up and straight out away from you, and they're gonna scissor in midair. You get 2 pulses with your exhale. So you get exhale, exhale, inhale, switch, okay? Exhale, exhale, inhale. I can modify. If my hamstrings are tight, I can always bend my knee and keep one foot down. Even if I can straight leg it, I may need to keep that leg down if I can't control this. So at your own breath pace, we've got exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. And again, light touch through those legs. It's not a grab and a yank. All right, so keep that belly tight. 2 more. Now hold your legs up, release your hands, reach through those fingertips, okay? We're gonna speed up that scissor and you're just gonna switch, 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 okay? So you're gonna breathe, 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 breathe. Four, 3, 2, 1. Lower them down, lower yourself down, and then release everything. All right, we're gonna work on some rotation. We're gonna do one side at a time and then the other side. So we're gonna do some leg initiated lower trunk rotation. We're gonna hold before we go back and do the other side. So your head and chest are gonna stay down, hands into the mat, shoulders back. Level 1, my feet are gonna stay down on the floor and I'm gonna squeeze my knees together and twist and rotate from there. Level 2, my feet are gonna come to knee level and I'm gonna twist from there. Level 3, legs totally straight. All right, kind of right over those hips. And I don't care if you flex or point. Sometimes I flex on this one just so that I get a little bit more of that push through my heel and quad work. So it's up to you. It doesn't really matter to me, all right? Here we go. So pick a side and start to twist and rotate. Now your shoulders have to stay back into the floor. If you twist and your shoulder comes up, you twist too far, all right? So there's 1, 2, and again, hold that through your whole exhale. 3, 4, 5. You may be able to go a little bit lower as your back warms up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really keep that belly set, tight, 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 tight. Use those muscles to pull your legs back up. 12, 13, 14. Keep that pelvic floor engaged. 15, 16, 17. We got 3 more and then we're gonna hold. 18. And 20. Now I want you to stay over there and hold. Shoulders are back, belly is flat. Twist nice and tight through those obliques. Your pelvic floor is up and in. If your legs are straight, your quads are fired and squeezing together at those heels and ankles. If your knees are bent, same thing, squeeze those knees together. And if feet are on the floor, squeeze those knees together. Bring it up. If you want, release it down. Just kind of shake that out a little bit before we go to the other side. All right, I'm gonna move myself over a little bit because I think I'm gonna hit the wall. Keep those hands pressed into the mat along with those shoulders. Pick your leg level. Again, point or flex those feet, whatever you wish. And ease into those first few. Make sure your back feels okay. There's 1, 2, 3. Strong exhale as you're holding that out there for those few seconds. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, almost there, 13, really consciously keep that core set, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, pelvic floor in, 19, and 20. Now I want you to hold it over there. Hold, 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 hold. Work on your form, scan your body. What are you pulling in really well? What you kind of missed and like didn't even know it was gone? Re-engage it. Bring it up. Release those legs down. And again, just rock that out a little bit. We are going to flip over to our stomach and start to work some of our backside, so all those extensor muscles. Bring it around. We're going to start with heel squeeze prone, very small isolated movement for that glute area. Your hands are going to be down and your forehead will be on top of your hands eventually. If you're familiar with this, you can just start. Otherwise, if you need instruction, just watch. Legs about hip distance apart. I want you to bend your knees, flex your feet, toe out, and heel together. Okay, so you are in a turned out position here. You still have to engage your pelvic floor and that transverse abdominal muscle. So everything in that core that you've been doing still has to be applied here, even though you're on your stomach. Do not hold your breath. You're going to exhale and press those heels to the ceiling, lifting your knees off of the floor, and then lower halfway down only. I want you to exhale, push, squeeze your buns, come down halfway only. Exhale, push, inhale halfway down. Exhale, push, inhale halfway down. Exhale, push, inhale halfway down. Now I want you to pulse it at the top. So you're going to pulse, 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 pulse. Push those heels right up towards the ceiling. Again, keep that core set. Relax those shoulders away from those ears. You should always create that length in your neck. Four, three, two, and one. Release it down. And just shake those hips and back out. All right, we did single leg stretch on our back, so we're going to do single leg kick here. It is in a forearm modified plank position, so I want you to bring your legs totally together. Squeeze them nice and tight. Put your forearms underneath you. Get your core set and then lift up to a modified plank position, okay? So my pressure is through above my kneecap, not really on my kneecap. You are going to point your foot as you flex your knee, flex your foot as you flex your knee, and then place it back down. So you have this pulse, pulse, place it down. Knee flexion, flexion, down. So think hamstring, hamstring, controlled release. Hamstring, hamstring, controlled release. And your foot is point, flex, lower. Your breath is exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Belly is tight to your spine. If you want to make this a little bit more difficult, as you put that leg back on the floor, you're going to extend it through the hip, lift it, and lower. So I've got hamstring, hamstring, extend. Hamstring, hamstring, extend. One more on each side. And hold. You have the choice of staying here on your knees or coming to a full plank position from your toes. ahead and release that down and come all the way down flat. Give your shoulders a little bit of a break. Okay, we are gonna come into a leg pull front prep position. This is kind of a bigger movement exercise. We're gonna be extending a leg underneath us, doing some inner thigh pulses with it, and rolling from one side to the next. So I want you to push back to tabletop. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath those hips. Now, tuck your toes. You're gonna lift your knees. So we're in a leg pull front prep. You are going to I'm gonna start with my right leg. I'm gonna bring my right leg underneath me and kick it out as I pick up my left hand behind my head. I'm gonna pulse 2, 3, 4 with that inner thigh. Then I'm gonna control it and come back to where I was in my hovered position, if you can. If you need to put your knees down in between each, do it. Then I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna pick up my right hand, kick up my left leg. Pulse 1, 2, 3, 4 with the leg, and bring it back into my hover, okay? And we're gonna keep doing that. Kick the right leg out. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4. Core is set, breathe. Hover, kick the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it around. Keep hovering, right leg. Bring it in, hands down. Hover, other side, left. And hover. Right leg. Bring it in, hover. Left leg. Hover. Let's do one more to each side. Right leg. 4. Bring it in. Hover. Left. Bring it in and hover. Stay. Keep hovering those knees right off the floor. Should look like a really nice tabletop. Lower down and get off your wrists. Take a breath. If you need some water, grab it. I'm going to take a sip. Okay, now let's work the hip and butt area a little bit more before we come back to kind of this stomach down, working a little bit more of our arms position. So pick a side. I don't care which one you do first. Come on down. All right. And we're gonna do just a straight plain hip abduction today, so leg lifts. We're gonna do singles, pulses, circles. So what I want you to really concentrate on is keeping that hip and shoulder area stacked. And I want you to think about trying to lift that waist off of the floor so that you really have to engage so many more trunk muscles as opposed to just laying like a blob into the mat and nothing much is working, okay? So stack those shoulders, stack those hips right on top of each other and get that waistline that we know you have, okay? So keep it lifted. Now, top leg extended out. I want you to push through your heels so you really fire your quads. And then you're just gonna lift it up and down. Now, if you're a little bit wobbly and you need more stability, you can put fingertip into the floor or flat palm. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep mine off. 7, 8, 9. Keep your toe pointed forward. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, keep that waist up, 28, 29, 30, and pulses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Hold, slight point in that foot, circles no bigger than a dinner plate. Circle 1, 2, 3. No movement in that spine and pelvis. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and release that leg in. You should felt that right in that outer hip. All right, now before we do the other side, we are going to come back to our stomach because the bottom hip does work to stabilize you. So if you always tend to start with the same leg when you do hip work, please consider remembering and trying to start with the other leg kind of every other time because it will make a difference. That second leg will poop out faster, okay? So come around. We're going to come from a push-up plank into a down dog with a rotation reach towards an opposite foot, okay? So I'm gonna put my hands out, tuck my toes. My hands are gonna be a little farther this time. They're not underneath me because we're gonna be into this push-up, all right? So core is set. Then you're gonna push really strong through your arms, contract your core, and reach towards your opposite foot, outside of your foot if you can, okay? Then you're gonna come back to your push-up, get your butt all the way back down in alignment. So I don't wanna reach and then have a down dog, and then reach and just be sitting here, okay? Make sure you come back to your push-up plank before each reach. Modification, I can go to my knees and reach and rotate towards the outside of my knee, come back hip forward into that push-up plank position, and reach towards the outside of my knee. So that would be a modification if you need. Go at your own pace on this one. I want a full exhale and pause in your plank. Pause in your reach and pause in your plank. If you want to push yourself a little bit farther as you reach for that foot, see if you can look up underneath that arm towards the ceiling and really get your body around into that twist. About really strong through those shoulders and shoulder blades. Keep that core set. I know this is a lot of other big movement again, and sometimes we forget all about what our pelvic floor and our belly is doing. Do one more to each side, and then we've got our other outer thigh to do. And release. So once you've done your one more on your each side, come on down onto the opposite side for that other leg. All right, hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, legs extended, belly back, pelvic floor in, top leg up. I'm gonna push through my heel to engage my quads a little bit more. Pull your toes at you. And fingertips down or flat palm if you need more assistance for that stability so you're not rocking all over the place. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have 10 more singles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Keep that waist up. 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22. Belly tight. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Slight point. Dinner plate circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring that leg in and relax it. Okay, now we've got one more into a push-up down dog position, but this time we're gonna focus on some arms. So we'll come into that push-up, we'll push back into our down dog, and you will have push-ups in that down dog. So we're kind of inverted, head down. You're gonna dive between your hands. So we're gonna start here. Again, full push-up if you can, otherwise your knees. Then you're gonna drop those heels, drop that chest. Not so much of a stretch here. It's okay, I don't need you like super duper far back, but just get that down dog that's comfortable. And then you're gonna bend your elbows, let them fly to the sides as you dive your head between your hands and push. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Drop back to a plank. Hold. Now I'm going to modify this one if you need to. Go to your down dog. I would drop to my knees and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could always come back to my push-up for my hold here. And down dog. Here we go. Dive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push-up position. Down dog. Dive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push up. Down dog. Dive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push up. One more set. Down dog. You ready? Dive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push up. And release. Come off those wrists. Give them a little break. Whew. Okay, we're almost there today. Now we're gonna come into standing. So press yourself up from here. All right, we're gonna work on a little bit of some balance here at the end, all right? So I want you to start We're just gonna do a single leg stance, but we're gonna close our eyes. It completely changes how your body perceives where it is in space because you don't have that visual input, okay? So I'm on a really squishy surface. If that is messing with your balance, you can come off your mat, maybe to your hardwood floor or your carpet. I might come totally off. We'll just see what my balance is like. Or I might just take it as a challenge. Okay, I want you to pour your weight into one leg. Soften your knee a little bit, so don't lock it. Just sort of let it unlock. You're gonna pick up your other foot. Doesn't matter how high, I don't care, all right? Stabilize through your core, all right? Now, I don't want you to tuck the other leg. I don't want you to squeeze your legs together. That's cheating. So make sure the legs aren't touching. Now, if you're comfortable, I want you to close your eyes and just balance. That's it. Keep your eyes closed and balance. Couple more seconds. Open your eyes. I don't know if you feel that difference, but the minute you close your eyes, it's a little more challenging, and you open your eyes and it's like, bam, more solid. Yeah, this squishy surface was really challenging for me. Okay, pour your weight into your other leg, pick your foot up, get your core set, because your core has so much to do with how you are balancing, how you are stabilizing. So get yourself stable, and then if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And I feel a big difference too between my sides, that's for sure. Couple more seconds, try to keep them closed. And open them. And put it down. Okay, now we are going to do dancer's pose from yoga. Again, a little bit more of a balance. And I have a feeling, because of my squishy mat, that this is going to be a little bit too hard for me. So I'm just going to flip this out of my way real quick. Nope. Okay. All right, pour your weight into, let's see, I'm facing you. How about your left leg? And you're going to pick up your right leg and grab a hold of that foot. Okay, so I'm here. If you want to make this more challenging, you can grab to the inside of your foot, so your arch area, so you have that choice too, all right? So, other arm out in front. So my left arm is out, tall posture, belly in, pelvic floor up, and I want you to hinge over your hip. As you reach forward, I want you to push your right leg into your hand and try to lift it up to the ceiling. So if I turn sideways here, I'm going to keep trying to lay that out, lifting that leg up, grabbing, and I'm staying a hold of my foot, okay? So I don't want you to kick into your dancer's mode and like grab your leg and do extension stuff. I really want you to keep a hold of your foot on this one, okay? Last couple seconds. I'm going to turn back towards you. Go ahead and release that and bring it to the other leg. So I kind of skipped the last few seconds of that just to turn back forward to face you. So right leg now takes your weight, right arm out. I'm going to reach back, and again, you can either grab outside of the foot or wrap the inside for that arch, which is a little bit more difficult. Okay, so maybe I'll just corner this one. Get your core set, reaching forward, lifting that right foot up, pushing it into your hand. Release out of it. And just shake those feet out a little bit. How are we doing on time? We gotta stretch. Okay, so stay where you're at. Take those legs hip distance apart. Take a deep breath in. And I want you to fold in half. Let your body dangle. Let your head be heavy. If you want, you can clasp those forearms on top of each other and really let that drag you down a little further. You can also clasp behind your calves if you wish. Give yourself a little bit of a hug there. Now I want you to put your hands on the floor or your feet or your calves, wherever they're kind of comfortable. And I want you to keep your left leg straight and just bend your right knee. You should feel that shift and that stretch more towards the outer part of that hip. You can keep yourself dropped as far as you can. Straighten the right leg, bend the left, shift that weight into that hip. Take it center, soften your knees, roll it all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. And support yourself. I want you to reach over, open through that rib cage, roll that shoulder back and look up. Think about really separating that space from that armpit to your hip. Other direction, support yourself. So those muscles on that side that you're stretching can actually relax and lengthen. That side shouldn't be holding you there. Bring it center. Let's stretch out that tricep and those shoulders that we worked with those push-ups, and we do wear in our hovers for a long time today, so you did get a little bit more arm work. Pull one arm across, keep that shoulder down away from your jaw. Take some nice deep breaths. Other arm. Reach one arm up, reach down that spine. Take a hold of that elbow, give it a little tug. You can lean away a little if you want. And other arm, again, reach down that spine. You can give it a little tug and lean. Hands back behind you, open up through that chest, push your shoulders down and lift. If you want one more forward fold here, take it and let those arms really drop forward. And release, and again, soften your knees, roll it all the way up. Take a deep breath on the way up. Exhale. And you guys are all done. Thank you so much for working out with me today. Have a good rest of your day.